For 13 years, Jim has done an Easter basket just for us. Welcome back. How are you, my friend?
Thank you.
How are you, brother?
Dan, it's great to be here with you again. It's always wonderful to be at my home away from home.
Yeah. This is Jim's first airing here at QVC for 2018.
All right.
And we were talking 13 years of doing this. Yeah, I can now tell that these are Jim Shore items, even without seeing the tag. It's amazing how your artwork stands out, and this may be the most adorable basket that you've ever done. And I like the little chicks.
Well, it's been a great project, you know, from start to finish, and it always is. It's one of the things that I look forward to because there's a certain challenge involved here, Dan, because, you know, the format is a basket, so you can't change that.
Right.
And it's kind of a challenge to think up, you know, what can I do that's different and exciting and fresh and clean and new and including the eggs. And so, you know, I come up with these things every year and try to make them different and exciting, and that's what I've done here. But, you know, this is probably as good an example of the total type of work I do.
Yep.
You say it's recognizable. It's recognizable because it emphasizes my design motif probably better than just about any, you know.
And nobody does it better than you.
Yeah, but I cover it with designs, you know, and each egg is different. I do 3 or 4 eggs for each one of them,
Right.
and they're all completely different from anything else, and that's the challenge too. But you know. And then I did the chicks, you know, but I did the eggs first.
Right.
So that answers that question. The egg came first.
The egg actually came before the chicken. We've been wondering about that for a couple hundred years.
Well,
now we know.
go.
That's just beautiful. These are limited edition simply in the fact that there's only so many that Jim and his team can even do. And we've got them. We've got them. That easy pay offer will go away at the end of the day, and we don't get an opportunity to work with Jim nearly as much as we would like to. Here is your opportunity to be able to add. If you haven't been a part of this collection for 13 years, start with this one.
It's a standalone
gorgeous
piece because, you know, it's something that you can bring. Actually, it's a piece that you can actually leave out longer than just the spring or just the Easter celebration because the approach is to approach it as a piece of artwork.
Yeah, Jim, I'm a collector. All my pieces stay out.
You know,
all year long.
I'm gratified to hear that, Dan, because a lot of the folks that I meet on, you know, with the signings and stuff like that, they do the same thing, and that's the way I want it to be. You know, because I don't want it just necessarily, you know, drug out at a certain time of year because it's done as from an artistic standpoint, not just simply seasonal.
Your studios are in the Carolinas.
That's right.
Is it tougher to make a basket when you've got so much open area here to be able to secure?
Yeah, the casting process, I'm glad you brought that up because
it looks and feels like it's hand carved from wood.
You're right. Well,
and that's part of the heartfelt Heartwood Creek's
We take
idea.
a lot of time and attention to detail, as you probably could tell.
Right.
In doing the original. So we don't hold back time or effort or artistic, you know, an artistic endeavor making the original so that it's perfect. And then the casting process and the painting process and that sort of thing is all hand done.
Hand done.
It's, you know, I emphasize this like, you know, okay, this is almost like having an original because it's all hand done. It's hand done with my supervision. It's hands on. It's the quality control issues are something that I'm so passionate about. And so when you get a piece of this, I mean, you get a piece of me.
And I think your pastels are some of the most beautiful pieces that you do. There's a charm. There's an innocence. There's just a story to be told to your eyes, and we don't have a lot of them. Over 300 ordered already this morning. What we have is the only order for the season. And I will recommend, let me pick this up. I want to make sure I'm facing it the right way. You want to make sure that that logo is on the bottom or it's not Jim's work. And you call this Hello Peeps. I like that. This is wonderful. Where did you come up with the idea of doing the little chicks in the eggs?
Well, the little chicks, they're sort of a companion to the ones that you find up here on the handle of the piece. So
but the detail work is incredible.
Well, you know, every time I do something like this, Dan, you know, whether it's an egg or whether it's a little chick or whether it's a flower on the side of the thing, that to me, you know, I concentrate on that as if that were the only project.
The sole?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
And so
you can tell.
and I don't want any detail to be looked upon and said, oh, that doesn't quite fit, or that didn't quite make it. I want every detail to be representative of the passion that I feel for my art.
How long will it take you? Because this is your 13th year of doing this for us.
Mm-hmm.
13 years we've had an annual Easter basket. Do you ever feel like the well ran dry? I can't do another basket. I can't.
You know, that day may come, and I've always said, you know, retirement will come the day that I can't continue.
And I've got to tell you, I hope that's 100 years from now, my friend.
Well,
100 years from now.
as long as the folks out there, you know, want my artwork and love my artwork and support me in what I do, I'll be there for them, I can promise.
I would never say that I'm an art connoisseur. I'm not that bright. But I've known you now for several years.
Yep.
And just to be able to look at your work, and amazingly, even with simple lines, if someone had not told me, I would still know that these are Jim Shore pieces. And that's the sign to me of a phenomenal artist. You can recognize that it's your touch.
Well, that's
your hand.
I think that's probably the single most issue that makes this successful and makes it where people actually want it, is because it's original and it fits the mark.
And it becomes a collection. And I got to tell you, get to know this man. He is a good man. It is such a pleasure. Now you're going to be on a little later on.
A little bit
Q2.
later on Q2, I think around 6 o'clock.
Okay.
And I'll be on for an hour in front of a live audience.
And don't miss it. Also available from Heartwood Creek, this is the illuminated spring stacked figurine. It's one of my